from any kind of distress with our site and project. We're talking tonight with Dr. Marco Bitetto. He's educated in robotics, SUI, and other places. And he's very, very humbly asked to be interviewed and to pass along information that would be beneficial for background in your projects, or just become maybe a more educated bit of part of your brain concerning the idea of robotics and sci-fi. Sci-fi is just really the topic in a way of writing it, and that's a loaded spaceship. That's good. Anyway, so that's like a full load of seeds, right, for another planet. What we're going to talk about is generally some, I guess, kind of like under the between lines. This guy say between lines. I was Tracy Chapman. Remember, had a sci-fi thing. There's double in between. And that was a really good song. You catch Tracy Chapman, you know a song. You listen to like the first album or so. Anyway, this whole thing has been going how long? I mean, how long has sci-fi been in the culture of, see, not the people that were maybe most exposed to it, like seeing hobbyists for scientists, or I'm thinking maybe like just lit crit stuff. When I was going through the ropes a long time ago, there was this big, B-movie type, California bikers with the chicks, that kind of thing, and right across the desert, all these adventures and stuff with the future, or like say Billy Bond, like the offshoot of where literature is going, and there was a whole genre of it's such a story, and sci-fi was in that, I think. It was like a rush over the river, in a season, and whatever grade, say 5 or so. The idea is that they kind of not to tear it apart, and specifically trying to get down the bone and look at it part for part, but look at it as an integrated part in what we have now is information age, and I don't know about you, but information age, if the right person has the right intonation and with intent, I mean. Very, very valuable thing, highly regarded, and sometimes it gets a bad rap. So, like, we're dealing with quality, and I want that to come through. The stories that come through as a key word, story. Maybe the commercial was anyway. Story is the root of a whole lot of culture. That's what was known since the beginning of time. If you look at, say, Judaic history, you have, what's about 5,776 or something like that, where we're in late months last year. So, anyway, the story thing is like what I get, so I was triggered. I go to the root. I'm a little bit like toying around with Judaism and other religions, but universal threads through the whole thing. And what I see is that it really is. It's a mask that's not really there. If you see through it, and I don't want to get mixed up with the mask with the hacker mask, or the hacker mask guy. But just like you're reading the book. Anyway, what I picture most, I have like a little bit of a genetic memory in my own class, completely. And I can remember going to my dad's farmhouse that we left with the horses, moved 7 miles away, and kind of kept it up for a place to get away with, funny farm, as we called it. And so anyway, I remember being in the cellar, like we were like picking up stuff and getting kind of like storage levels to like living level. And I remember the coal farm. I remember the coal farm. So I was born in '62, so this is like I'm thinking like 1965 or something. 4, 5, 6, 5, and I see these detective stories, and then I say, "Wow, okay, well, this is like around. These like original, like 50s detective things. The trashy, detectives, customer or client, say better, yeah." And so that's what's going on. And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I know there's sci-fi somewhere, and it might not be on this, by the cooler. It's mathematics, pretty soon after that, I guess. And I had a buddy that was an old farm kid from eastern Pennsylvania, and really smart. Found his thread where he was going at the university. Close to a couple hours from the west border of Pennsylvania. So anyway, he ended up in Kent, and he's a really brilliant guy, and I think he was on like 2 masters at the time. We get together, and stories were like the thing. It's like, and one of the first things he did was he dumped a lot of sci-fi at me. He read the books and he was cleaning house, and I was like, wow, this is like a part of the history of America. And it's like I had, it wasn't that my dad was like cleaning up the base. It's like going to Purdue, and then Neil Armstrong was in his class, and all this stuff is like he's carrying the burden. It's not burden, but he's carrying stuff around, and he's looking at that stuff as triggers in his brain. And I'm thinking, like, wow, what's all about there? What's the through? I still get a real feel for this sci-fi, which I always liked because of mathematics. And unfortunately, I didn't go quite the route I wanted to go to when I was in elementary school. But I used to look at the graph books and stuff. And so just he's saying that's over. He's bring back stuff. And it's like there's this whole vein parallels of stories and laterals that go on. Lilith, people are familiar with Lilith, the first actual, like they say in the rabbinical commentaries, as not quite a side-by-side wife, but a dominant on top of, not by side, a woman that fell through the cracks because of her position that she chose to take in a relationship with Adam. So, as you see, you look around, you can find this really obscure, real commentaries that are packed with all kinds of stories, aren't even strict lines. And I have to discern, what have I read, what is between the lines, and what's not between the lines, and maybe what I would put between the lines. And that gets a whole lot of stuff going. And where I go with it is that somewhere there's this basis, a radix, the root of sameness of the storylines, and they're basically whatever that very small concrete number, finite number, is what all these stories are about. I've heard numbers like 5 or 7 or 10 stories. If you remember the mega culture thing, like 2010, that was full of stories that was on its path of. So it's different from sci-fi, but not really that distant in a basic underlying structure. So I'm curious is not that you say we have followed like a template. I think for me it's like, to be honest, there are times I can click into this gear that I've got the template it's kind of been working on. It's like a mold for a guitar body or something like that, and I keep trying to tune it in a little better and hone it and see the commonalities. That was the biggest thing. I used to be in church, and the biggest thrill I got was trying to find all the commonalities between religions. Forgiveness, for example, is a good. Most religions have something about forgiveness. Judaism is very big. The biggest, most restricted holiday. Generally, the weekly Sabbath, of course, very high up there. Anyway, so this is a gold mine of those who are not just one writers or are writing or whatever. This shows a structure that shows you how deep stories can be in lives, and how can we make it better? Acknowledging awareness, I think, is what the number one thing for me to do was. I started off out of high school, kind of doing the year of missed out well spent. I call it that, the gap year, and it's a well spent year for misspending. It's expenses they have in any place. It's up there, so it's gone. So well experience. Everything's a story. There's a TV, and I think it's so nice. substantially for a TV commercial. I mean, it's like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's good, that can be just as much information. That can guide you see through building intuition, knowledge bases, take your empirical life and get the framework maybe of all these collections of stories in all these different genres, or focus on sci-fi. You just can't talk about one, all the time. It's just there's too much in common. So sci-fi has a tech facet, and then kind of work on self-help. You find out, and Susie Gorman's one of the top ones on this exact quote, is people come first, and then money, and then things on the last. So, story has built in it the people, the actors there's female actors, and you have a chance to see it where it's not moving too fast. You need to back for reference. You have to, and you can see what stories are brought out. And boy, when when Marco brought this up today, I'm thinking and the other day, so I was thinking this too. It's like Clockwork Orange. I'm thinking like Clockwork Orange. I had some really interesting decision making to do when I was going through grad school, and I bounced around some ideas. I remember finally going to the local library and getting books out without the pressure that I'm going to have to learn everything I have in this book. I want to do it and master it and apply it and climb the academic ladders. And so I got the story thing. I'm thinking maybe that stress and address isn't really necessary, and it's blind. Marco's a business with YouTube, blind studio, and a little chirping sign of awareness where he has service. Stories. So where do you see stories? When I was a kid, we lived in the country, we lived in town. Mom was out of the country, we went back and forth and that kind of thing. We ended up in town, and I had an ant farm. And the ant farm kind of coincided with how my life was unfolding, like the lotus. The lotus unfolding. And it's going really closely to why not map it onto this model of a community known as an ant farm. And I thought that we had 6 horses actually, and we got a cow and chickens there for a while, but we were basically out of the country, but Bitetto was still there. The country was still there, and there's another genre just like that, and my uncle. I'll just say, one uncle has eidetic memory thing, and the other uncle is an avid reader, reads a book a day, and he's retired now from teaching, and he always read anyway, and he just does some work and stuff. But anyway, his thing was cowboys. He was just a cowboy, a little too long. He would take it and to the next level of where the story of it. These stories are just change the names and faces. James Taylor's, if I lose the names, I know the faces. Time has come and left its traces. And these are stories about real people. In essence, you're tracking down somewhere. That some of these people had similar stories. You just map around, take facets here, and like a car, in the junkyard. You part it out. Well, this time put parts back together, and all the relationships come in. Then the people are number one. So it's like alpha male. That's one way to start, alpha male. Like Adam is alpha male, or maybe before that, the way to form alpha male. You're gonna say that alpha not better. It's the characteristics of what's going on. The storylines are. You see above blinding details, which is what you have in a good book. Are details. Even the details don't differ much in a sense from a distant way. So what did I'm looking at this and saying, boy, this is way back. I was a little guy, in the basement, and I remember seeing in 1959, something, reading lectures, and no conflict. So one uncle who helped me the houses at the farmhouse, was just so about it's like it was a sacred ground for him, and on and on. And my dad wasn't Well, he's a really good. He is still. I mean, he's a really good storyteller. He's kind of he's a real healthy guy. But man, it's like you gotta have a real resonating neurological system to be what's the word, bouncing back, like reintegration of it, and resilient. You have to have resilient personality to follow through things that go through. And so this stuff, like, and that doesn't stop, like, it's okay, you know, I'm saying, yeah, okay, so what? Okay, but that's a lot. And there's a lot there, absolutely, kind of council mail about the new planet. And so they're off and running. It's like an alpha male comes up, and then one story from the Mayo is, Maya, is that there's a common story that they brought out, where it was in basic literature, you could say, whether it's written or, by word of mouth. And the idea is that, the guy's in a village, he goes up to another village, those people get threatened, he finds something out, or like an item or something, he takes that item back to his, this is going to go to the grocery store, does that, and he dumps off what he's learned in this cycle of generating a story. And that's what it is. I mean, Bob Dylan put like think of packing it, or not, packing it by pickup and have to LA, find a place to call my own, check up, and starting the days from that. And Dylan has to have a quote on that here and there, many. So I'm gonna let you go loose on this, and just like I'd really be interested in what were your not saying a dirty word, but the templates of what went through your thought processes to get it. I mean, you read so much. You should always read in the genre you write. That's no line that, but then the other thing is, you want to increase productivity, do something different. So not doing something that you usually do is something different. It's a raw beginning point. Non-trivial, you could say trivial. Second. Go ahead then. Tell us, like where does this all come from? You got I know, but he's giving me like I say something, but I've got like 12 of these books of his that I'm co-authoring with the Mood, and I got my dad was in tech. He was teaching robot classes before there were robot classes, books to get. There were books to get for a textbook for robots, and that was part of the story. So that's how he survives in the academic world. Plus he gets people jobs in the tech world. So, but he's just retired. So I was asked to write my story. For instance, comes from I don't need person to write. I mean, it's very nice, but if you feel strong enough, you have to wait for someone's not going to say, okay, you write a book now, we want it. I mean, you might want to write yourself a contract, a letter of intent, or some kind of material record of it, and just in case run into different things and documenting things. But go ahead, let's listen. What story did you take come with you? I know you have a very interesting background. You really do, Marco. You can't say that. It's not that way. And I just have a peppering of some of the things that he's gone through and made up his life to this point. And it's fascinating with the drive. He's got a nice drive for it. I want to see like how much he's produced and given back. It's out there. He's not trying to play fast strings or anything. That's the time of history. So where did your album Mail come from? And how close? What's similarity and contrast? Similarity with other books you read. This is something very new. It really is. It's the aspect of. I'm going to throw one more interesting factoid in here. I have a lot of friends. I have a handful of friends that were in pharmaceutical research. Okay, mostly they're family friends. They're my aunts. But they come and go, and Pfizer's been going down, but I wrote another route, but it was when I first got in this. The thing is, like, where do you see similarities? The actual, like, as is now, I wrote like this is always there, but the idea of writing creative nonfiction. I always really take it in when I was already down to calculatory stuff. Real analysis, and I got a book by somebody was experimenting with this idea of creative nonfiction. Nonfiction was mathematics, of course. And there was a wizard, and the wizard went all through the king's kingdom and picked up little examples and little things that happened in the ground, in the empirical world of walking racing through the storyland. So this is like more. This is like a real basis for writing, and I just there's a lot there. And tap into these corners of the gold mine. You just get it's like an iceberg. It's like you just slice iceberg, let's take off on it. Don't wait for somebody to tell you to do this. Please, think we don't even miss you. Okay, good guys. All yours. So you're done. I got to jump. Talk all night with it.
Okay. Let me first start by giving a brief history of the genre of science fiction. The genre originally started in the late 1700s with the work of Jules Verne and continued through the work of H.G. Wells, which was done in the roughly mid-1800s to present. Now, my works, in brief, I'm going to talk about the four works, which are Magnum Opus, Opus Magnum, Stupendous Opus Magnum, and Magnum Opus Magnum. Now, I'm going to also talk about pastiches that I've done off of famous science fiction TV series, and also original works that have no equal, either in the TV science fiction genre, the magazine science fiction genre, or the paperback science fiction genre. The first of them I'm going to talk about are a group of science fiction individuals called the Time Lords. And in this case, the Time Lord's mission is constantly to go through history and save Earth from catastrophe. This you could find in the Magnum Opus Magnum. The next one is a group of individuals called the Dimensionals. And their purpose is to go to alien worlds and educate aliens about science, mathematics, and technology. The next group, which comes out of another compendium book, are the Star Trek Pastiche series. And in one episode, they are sent out on a mission that is a diplomatic mission for peacekeeping. Then we have the science fiction mystery stories of a Mr. Harry Steele, and he goes out and solves various mysteries in space and on alien planets. Are there any questions at this point?
I really see the importance of getting this, squared away. I like to paint sometimes like a really loose, liberal wash, over top, starting painting. And this is what I think. I might have pulled in a little bit of wash there, and you're making lines very clear, distinct about This actual back timeline more Pacific, etc. Yeah, it's very, very calming experience to see that everything doesn't really mesh in the universe. It's just a good picture of perspective. Oh, you go, yeah, go. Good support.
I also have a story called The Man Who Knew Too Much, which was about a teenager that was super brilliant and was a threat to the very government of the alien planet that was terraformed for humans. So he had to leave the planet in a hurry. And he created all the machines he needed to do this. The next story was about a utopian place called New Arizona. And in this place, the people lived forever, very healthy, but all the surrounding people were dying off due to the toxins that were being emitted to the surrounding area. Now, each of these 4 books are quite voluminous. Magnum Opus Magnum is over 1,000 pages. Magnum Opus is over 800. Stupendous Opus Magnum is over 900. And simply the Magnum Opus Magnum is over 1,000. Any questions?
I was going to say, to play with the Opus, I can't help but let that go by. I'm a real word freak on it. Etymologies. And maybe like to some bystanders, music's not work. I don't know if you would put that word, but opus basically means work or art, like a workhorse. It's not far from that word, the roots, horse is an R and an S. Anyway, I get, my alphabets of all over the world and try to decipher where these roots of words, connect with each other's cognates or, opus, arse, for jackass, ass, and Alice. Those are like really, not just like, over in what we call just chances, labor and learning. And the labor part is really the creation. Art is a creation, which is a form of work. Work equals physics force times distance. You have a force and energy going into it, and it travels the distance. Say time is magnitude. If it's controversial, you're going against the force vector against the rest of the vector bundles coming at you. Could art really? You can see it in any of the art. Ain't good art or bad art, or high low. It's really, the way they have to put a label to it like that. Just takes away from the thing. And, you see that this is not about the work. And then the big surprise that science fiction does is, boom, out of nowhere. Like, it could be like, that 80s, the campaign of Sherlock Holmes, and I was thinking the other day, the traffic was filled with horses and things, not some sleek, James Bond cars. But all this stuff is like a common thread. And work is like a key thing in life. Work, there's a quote, work is what is long and life is short. There's a Latin saying. I've seen it in the book Guitar sometimes. It's inside one of the guitars that the guy's written a book on. Something like that. It's true that, our lives are short, but the work we do with a good, healthy work ethic exceeds it. I took it a small model of that I'm keeping my aloe plant next to me, to the next day, because if I go, I can hopefully say my aloe, that's kind of a joke, but now my aloe plant is still alive, so it's life after death when it comes to me. So it's kind of like it's kind of more of a joke, but it's kind of funny. It's kind of like what goes on, that way. How you get the funny, self-centeredness is out, and I think it dismisses all self-centeredness, like dismissing the idea of a center of on one person, but it's a communal thing. And right, it's a communal thing, Go ahead, see some more. It's just one beautiful photo after another. Images. Yeah.
Okay. Also, I'd like to tell the audience that I have written over 300 science fiction and over 3,000 collective works that are in the arena of science fiction, science fact, political satire, and also such how-to books as How to Start a Business on a Shoestring Budget.
Let's go. You guys spoke with. Good stuff, yeah. Start somewhere. From zero. I'll slam up here.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
There's a timeline. I was fascinated by the not new to me, but to be brought out, the Vern. The old stuff. Boy, that's always been there, and when it came out to me, being like self-centered in my head, as part of adolescence or whatever. That stuff is like without a clock on it to me. That's where it came in. It's like this stuff is going on. You say like beyond like the handsome cab at Odessa, in 1880 something in Russia. Like that storytelling going on with the Yiddish theater. So let's keep this stuff alive, because I tell you, this has got me to that point. It's like how can you not emphasize the importance of knowing knowledge that's come before you and not really having to reinvent the wheel, but to build with faith and hope and laws that follow along the axioms. That this is a great contribution to not just your life. You get a nickel or double nickels, 55 miles an hour down the road, you're on the path, But this stuff's just like this is life and death, and talking about languages, it doesn't matter. Every genre has like a favorable, powerful power word list or a bit of a schedule of these things that come up in the storyline. And the exciting thing is that it's not dull at all, but the similarities are so powerful, and it just begs that this is a truth in some ways, subjectively, and maybe some, but that storytelling is a survival tool. I remember as a kid, my dad was like a scoutmaster, and I get to share with all the other young going with them, to places. But he'd get back home, I remember really following across the street with the neighbors, and we had like a little fire, and not very many times, a few times, and this is like enough to be brain. And it was the same as the ghost type story, the cowboy story, all these other stories. And boy, you take away the Midas coat, Midas clothes, and this is your bare self exposed to say, hello, I want to split it now. How am I supposed to, get ahead? Maybe I survived the 2008, the challenge. I saw people go from $30 million to like $50,000, and so in that time, it's like now what? And this is like nothing that's new. The storylines. You get blind to the nitty-gritty stuff, and you see the common thread, and it's there as a robust tying of people together to culture, and cultures where there's no really heterodoxy as much, maybe call it, or the heterodoxy becomes homology. Sameness comes through, practice it daily, all that kind of thing. Makes your life better. And stories are the guide. And I think the big thing is I'm doing a little caretaking now with my father, and the big deal is that sometimes this happens with the brain as it gets older, is that it retains those old long-term blue chip, I call it, the blue chip stories. The ones that are going to not trend, but this is in for a game, to the end and beyond. And that's what you're talking about. You're talking about, a slow, steady path that is meditative by seeing awareness, mindfulness. I lately have gotten back into my transcendental meditation thing. It's like this storyline was like a concrete situation, and now it has this thing that's like that to me, which I'm practicing of it now, it's like my body is no burden; it's as light as air, and that's what these things. These things are like little fairies, riding on wings. Doing the math, saying, okay, I got the needle pin on the head. How much room do I need to dance there with the angel? Is there? And all this stuff is like those stories are there for survival. And what happens is, like I said, adults get older, they get the elder care stuff going on, and then all of a sudden, those stories come out and they enrich their lives. And sometimes it really nail the head on the nail, nail the head to that's where it's all you got the structure going, and it actually does some really good healing in the process of life. It doesn't need more healing for the rest of the life. And they're useful. It's not like all storytelling things. That's how I think that the mind actually has evolved. You reach like 60, 70, 80, 90, and they remember all the stories in their childhood that made them survive that winter, or made them survive the war, or remember all those things that came up. That's fresh in their minds, and it's a real thing going on. And there's no dollar sign. Okay, so you sell a book for $1.99. Okay, nice, but the stuff inside the book I could save you $1.99 tomorrow. In a couple hours of shopping or something. And it's just because you have to measure. Measurement is very important with a twist of what is considered measure. And the cheapest shot I get to explode is the remembering. The phrase remembering. Again, connecting members of a set, say, of your brain. Your brain's got the set of members. And the more stories you tell, the more you got there playing in the same set. So, the heat of the race is on, and, you've got this similarity that runs through like a river, I say, it runs like rivers, mountains. Okay, yeah, go. Good stuff. What stuff? Oh.
Screen dim.
I'm fascinated. How about people really see this? Go ahead, go here, mind's eye.
Okay. There's one more story that I'd like to talk about, which is the story of the maiden voyage of the experimental starship called the dodecahedron, where Earth expends its resources to develop this experimental starship to launch to a alien solar system that is 200 light years away, but by which the starship will reach there in 3 days using hyperdimensional travel. Do you have any questions, Todd?
Okay, this is stuff that how I learned to take tests. They got me ahead of knowing more than I do. And, the trick is at the end to come back down and say, I know what I know. And I might have learned from this test more and more things without even thinking of it as a lesson itself, taking a test. And, the idea, it's so rich of its ability to paint an image in the mind's eye, you can say. Like in the mind's eye, you can transport yourself to that safe spot in your brain that is subjectively as well as what would be objective, seeing the clarity, the lucidity of the free from disrupted, interruptive environment, and then see right through to the kernel, the ideally, the root of it. In linear algebra, there's the eigenvalue. The eigenvalue tells you a lot about the matrix. It's like the root truth of reality, realism. I just like the idea that the remembering part is a part where you take the members of the new material and you reassociate or associate them with your past. So, this falls into one of my daily, my weekly projects is that to keep my brain alive and not be like totally tied down to an academic institute right now. Is that I add times to a free association, like 2 or 3 hours, and new things pop up, and then it's like it's in my tongue more, and it's kind of like a self-centeredness of I do this, I love to share it with people. And it's funny because it can come up like that serendipity, synchronicity thing. Like the next following week, I'm like bumping into all these people that were like talking about the same thing I just had this big free association rush with. It's real. It is not just like, man, words. The rabbinical creed. I mean, it's just the first creation of God is a Hebrew character, so it's characters. Dry cough. Wow. Okay. Hey, sorry about the volume factor. Yeah, stay away if you can from painting too much in old dirt. Anyway, all this stuff comes into play. All facets of life. You talk about different facets of life. Down to decisions on making, like supper. What are you gonna have for supper? Well, it fits in the storytelling. It sounds like the best when it fits in the story. That's what I want. That's what I want to eat. I want to have something that gives it continuity, to the day. Well, I want maybe I had too much continuity to the day. I want to get away from it, so I'm hiding in this other story, and it's just real anything else. What's the matter? So and that's if you call it sci-fi or it's not sci-fi. California baby chicks, past the glory, far from home. So anyway, it's just part of the culture, in a sense of like an anthropological culture, not just what's showing in Maxim or something. A deeper relationship, I think, is what it deserves. Even if sometimes it's trendy or habituated, short-lived. A fly with only one mouth to feed it for what? No need to feed it. You have to like the diet. So those kind of bugs. And that's what they used to describe during the Holocaust, the double shares. The mouth of the fly was designed to only work enough to get it to repopulate again, and survival only. And there's some, kind of connection with even though there's this culture everywhere, and the comfortable zones are where I like to build up my repertoire. One, I like to try to understand what other ones are about, but then I always go back home saying, where's my comfort zone with this without distorting it to just fit my selfish needs. So, and we mature. And this is maturity. You see the present as it is, not distorted with ideas that are simply blinding. In a negative way, the sight of it is far from a healthy reality. It's distorted so badly that it can be disregarded as, yesterday's trash. The catch of that is any honorable job is honorable, any honest job is honorable, as well as, the fly that has one time through with the diet, and the other, reality of taking the garbage out. And all those things, humbly, well groundedly, exist at a regular pace, like Thursday's garbage day or Wednesday's garbage day. It's time to, rake the last layer of sleeves up. It's all seasonal stuff, like cycles going around. And it's just imagine we're not like more apart than we are. Because there's so many things. I didn't think it was like, when I was exposed to get, like rays, like, radio waves were in the air. I kind of figured that out. I don't know what it was, like 5 or something, 5 or 6, 4 or 6. You have waves of waves going through right now, all through your house, right through the walls, through you, through your neighbors, through your buddies, everything, through your car. All these like waves are like just like the first dimension of seeing that this whole world is just the life on a string, the string to anything, and that's it. And this is enough. During the big Holocaust thing, the cry was to God from the Jews was that it would have been enough. You got us out of Egypt. You told us where to go south to the north. Confuse people, so you got an edge. I'll throw some water and we'll go across the river, right? It's below, but that's the point. That was enough. You kept them away from us, and you took your lives that were, breaking all your rules. So I hate to say it like that. I don't know. What I've been thinking about is like the idea going more and more into neurological, and there's overlap. Sensory, sci-fi overlaps, whatever technology is like lateral with in this business of the language of, and the common, lemmas the bases, the foundations, the actions, all that kind of stuff. That starts off, and then it's taken off. The lemmas come branching off in another direction, and I think it's that way, and it goes, the body of study has a new life, because it's taken the old and turns it into something. It's just like our old, last week's bread, and then we have that ability to recreate what it needs in our brain, immune system, and now we have your ability to have children, right? And out of the book, they got a flight from the past, and the process and the journey of the future, and being starting to regard continually where the Joel Lewis is unfolding in life. We might not be paying attention to it over there, but it's there. It's remembering, re-elementing, taking the elements of the storyline and seeing their part of the story. They are the story. Those things are the do part. I don't know. Doing is to me not basic of a simple axiom, and it goes from doing with things to working with people and the monies and the kind of residual and things going on of leftovers for supper, that kind of thing. Sometimes they're too far gone, other times this is the perfect fit, or an excellent fit. Go into professions, but it's blind. There is something that there's no reason like monks run out of material to chant on. This is one of those. Okay, take care. Next one.
Todd.
Thank you.
What would be good is if we could discuss some aspects of the story called Science Fiction Dream Story that we co-wrote and published.
Oh, yeah, I would like to be maybe like a slightly free from what came to, manifest as that, and talk about being more now of how that continues to thread. You want to go first with it?
I'll let you go. I will let you talk about this because you did most of the editing work to make it good.
I appreciate that. Editing is a situation where the job is to distinguish. Am I really going to do the best job that I can do in editing because I've written a story, and we do that. You created what you're familiar with, but guess what? Your readers aren't always going to be like you are always through it, reading, expressing, sharing the communications. And there are other people with perspectives that can see the editing process clearer because you've seen everything you can see to correct it, ideally, okay? And then there's like, what's that guy's name? Oh, Edelstein, right? Edelstein? You're right, Edelstein. He's really brilliant. He's on the radio, syndication, that kind of thing, and, national radio. But, yeah, this stuff is beautiful about what happens is, like what? Where does this go on the journey? And how can I make it human? How am I sensing the story? I've seen some atrocities like that. You see the flash of all those like genocides in Africa and stuff. It's like that. That's where I'm looking at, and I can't help it. I got a cousin and sisters, brother-in-laws are like missionaries, and generations of missionaries, and I go over to rescue people like suffering from that stuff. It's real, and I don't live that life, like 24/7, but I see it enough. It keeps you on track, in a silent way, but hopefully moving it somewhere in respect. So you're saying like, well, go ahead, give me the title. Give me the title. Say what we summarized as a working title to hold off.
Okay. On the science fiction dream story, what would be good is if you discuss the nature of the plot and a bit of the details of the story, because it's a very interesting story that's a takeoff on an episode of Star Trek called The Menagerie.
Okay. What I like that. I'm thinking like the beneficial part is that I don't want to do it any less of importance by ignoring it, but I want to see it as, have the reader see it as a part of the journey, and there is no time that is the end of the world. In a sense, it's not the end of this storyline. If you're traveling past the next day, you get the afterlife. There's life after death. Being all cynical, not really, not really deeply. But the thing I saw was the fluidity and the past, and I'm not sure about you, but all of a sudden I was like thrown back in like the walking of the malls in the 70s, like on a Friday or where the game starts kind of stuff. And I'm looking at that stuff, and that's like from a storyline like 30 years ago. I'm not living it really anymore, but it's been embedded in my life. It's been, layer after layer of, empirical data, like what do you call it? But going through it, doing another Monday that way or Friday, and these things build, and sometimes very conscious, or we can be very conscious of it. We have a good, meditation practice, sitting meditation, or walking meditation. My latest thing is, I don't feel guilty of this one, but I like the chanting thing. And I was blessed with a really large bottle of washing up thing. I have like a 68 for an old 55-year-old man. But I mean, when I get the higher barometer or whatever, in his action, I can chant like forever. And when I do that, it's like all stress is expressed in that sound of the chant. And sometimes it sounds pretty pure. And I come in this journey of the air, the breath passing through my life. Everybody got breath. Everybody that's alive now, and everybody that died, has been given the gift of breath, which is the number one thing that EMT guys check, or girls do. The medical doctors always you got to take the breathing. The heart sewing, the heart pumping like oxygen, or blow the oxygen in, right? So you got to go through the processes. And along this path, there's focus. And the focus is, what is the necessity? Where are you? This last race walk I did, I spent 20 years, but I look at it as such a life lesson, and I was having fun. I was on 30-34th, and there was a 50-54, and I talked to the guy that was in that category, and we got along really well. His daughter went to school I was teaching at, at university, and he had trained pretty seriously for this, and this is the first one at this university. And boom, that gun went off, and I'm like, oh, it felt good, because I took some long walks, a year of long walks for recovery from running 6 miles a day for 30 miles a week. So now I got bullshit, now I'm going to go through my journal of exercise, but it's off. It's just the journey you're on, the light, the gun and the signal, there's going to be an ending, but getting just a really continual step into the next beginning. It never ends. As you practice sitting, you get closer to still mind, which is a good approximation of Sabbath purpose of rest and study. And I've got this into my life more, where I have a study day that's like a sacred study. It's not like it's like a psychological thing that is philosophical. It's like when I was like 18, 19, 20, shooting the sophomoric, midnight bull session stuff. I really tried to get back to that, and it's gone. That initial feeling of connecting to brain cells, these ideas, but then it's really not really terminal. It comes back again, just like the layer of the petals of the like the onions, like the beetles, onions, right? And the shell, layer. So we're kind of doing the same thing, just like that's how it is. And I look at that thing as really where you can't pin a stopping point and say, help world, I want to get off. And I was about this crisis family matters. We had a good key start with it, and it was that if it got too tight, hold on, raise the hand, I went off world, I'm off. And we would stop and resume an agreeable time. And this conquered a lot of issues to give awareness, mindfulness that you have value even when you're not wanting to do anything, I want to call it quit for a while. I don't want to do anything for a while. Let's stop here. I'm saturated with the satiable, and I'm satiated with thirst, and there you go. So, my thing is open mind. Open mind, awareness. If you start writing, I think one of the first things that I saw with, working with Mr. Marco here, Dr. Marco, it was that description never gets really old. Maybe you need to read the book one more time and go through that description. Some of it. Brady Ellis did this with American Psycho, and I got hooked on him on a budget book called Rules of Attraction. As a mathematics, but client rocks. So, I could get away. And, there was nothing like, 200, 300, 500 feet up, to the valley floor, or the top of the valley floor, looking around and saying, okay, this ends up to something, what the hell am I experiencing here? And, the whole bottom line is, I wrote this as myself and separate myself from, like a Schrodinger viewpoint. I don't want to, I can't do it. I can't be a part of this journey path and from a distance see myself. This is like, that just takes away, like a pundit, like somebody who's criticizing the policy, and when he's doing that, he's not giving a power of what he's not seeing. And it's like it's creating for him to see what's in this bundle of ideas. It's going to make the rest of the continent or the country or certain things in the educational work, labor force, banking, health, all those facets of a community. Wealth, justice, and all. That's what I got. Sure, tribunal, but not to be sacrilegious. But the banking, wealth, justice, the criminal system, but we're doing darn poorly. We're like 3%, I think, felonies, something like that. But it's enough to say crying for it, and crying is a crisis for it. That I think everybody's experienced it. Sometimes you get sit out, dumped out, doped out. Not feel it, but it comes back and they feel it. So it's like the Jonah thing, or hiding the whale's belly, but you're gonna spat out into the sand, the strand, the beach to fly out of. on the shore, on the front, and it was just, there you go. I'm a good parent. However, anthropologically, man, like you put your God that put Jonah on the beach to fix the din of the noise of a city. There you go. He's not getting away with it. You can't beat it. You can't. That's not. It has a check system in it. It's a check system. You say, no. I mean, I don't care who you are. No matter how well you throw like flowcharts to your brain, you can't see it all. But you know that there's something there that's saying this is like the whole picture. This is like the whole picture. And the other stuff that's like not being shown is there, and it's expressed. It's maybe not in the same color, it's not the same string, it's not different, it's not a different wave on the string. Just there's something different. There's something saying and the part where I start my recovery, say religion, spirituality, is that to see the differences and where does your higher existence awareness come into play without being like a toxic flow state, but a healthy flow state, and you've taken your specific practice of meditation to higher levels out there in the field where it's doing some good. And I see it happen in Essex, right?
Todd.
I remember my growing up, and I had a babysitter, and my babysitter was dead. God forbid he took the wrong turn up to us. It was all over it. She got mixed up in the 60s, and we used to call it babysitter acid. It's like, I'm just going to take a nap. I'll go home. I'm taking a nap. But it was kind of like a part where they were in the culture in the 60s. It had been legal for a while. It was long before that. All these ideas come in and saying, there's not really this much of a concrete unending length of sequences of events that could happen, given choices or not happen. And we're here to make choices, make better choices. We're given responsibility. That means we have the responsibility to make our good responses. And I warn you now, if you catch me in anger, status, ignore any decisions I make, because I have never, and I still test it. I haven't ever given a good response in anger. I still feel it right. I've done it out too long. There's any pill you can think of, and it's still there. The problem's still there. I haven't gotten any more mature from it because I'm copping out from it. I was like, I'm playing truth and trust. I'm jumping bail. And it's just that there's so much to give that it's unseen. And there's stuff that's seen, there's serenity, and there's the good fit, and there's the awareness, there's mindfulness, there's the rising above and transcending and seeing this meditative world. Castellanos in the northern part of Spain, where it's wealth generated after generations of wealth, and what has gone there, they just have a little bit of different language, a little bit where they to the THs of a D, you can see that, and see that, for city. And to see the dogs, fight, they go all night, and they bark, and the sea goes on at night, and people learn, people don't learn, people get robbed, people get too much, and some don't take enough, I think, but, all that stuff is going on, and, man, when I saw Kinder the last time, I think it was 96, Cindy Moore was a friend from, from Hill, his wife was there, and Sandy turned to me and said, you better remember Cash. That's the thing. He took that, but Ginsberg took the play on that and ran with it to what, it meant to him. It was, this is what storytelling, true storytelling. And it's like a performance in music. You go through the lines of people that enjoy playing instruments. Some of us like to play. Some like to go and have, family reasons. So I sing all the camera. And, that's just, I used to tips and, it's getting in contact with a higher awareness and a way that lets you know you're alive. And to bring it to art again, Picasso was quote known for saying, he paints, that's the way he makes a journal entry in his daily journal to life. He made a painting that day, boarded that thing. That's the awareness. We have we don't reinvent the wheel all the time, but we have made our statement. No matter how strong, no matter how weak, how much of a good fit, how much of a bad fit, how much of the rest of the world wasn't ready for us yet. How the rest of the world is there waiting for us. We're ready already. They would say, "You're ready. Go, give." And then you have like White House, what a town, and then she's gone, and that was her life. As far as you know, as far as I know from my point of view, I saw a wonderful performance. I saw soul, saw all those things. I remember getting a kick out of it. I was telling saying, Brubeck, Steve White, jazz musician. I want to cry. But it's like that. It's a tap into what the world's really going on. And as you get older, I don't think there's a full lot as you get older. It's just that, the cancer tells a story. There's not the story of the song. My country to the it's my long good for was a Friday of the ring. And you go like, this is that we have here, we have had a breath here, we've lived here. This is part of our lives. What's life all about? Right? What's it about? Helping other people, or is it like making sure that people can help themselves? Or there's all this. Opposition, and the truth is, rightly played, the opposition is the solution, as well as the opposition of the opposition. The original source had the answer in the question, and it still does. You answer it by journals, thread, wave, statement that I was here that day, or somebody else said, that thought passed Earth today. Okay, this is against space. There's a lot of body. Everybody said, we forget it, and it doesn't seem to bother us. I don't think, but there is so much information now available, and you have to discern the way as your best human being, element, or do a lot of praying that takes you with the truth. And I go, what is the goal? Is there a goal? No. Goal is like a four-letter word. No, you have to be white, zombie man of meditation and not.
Todd.
We're talking. Wait. Let's say it's unlimited. This is unlimitedness. Mathematics gives us infinity. Physics, it's a real thing. And why should this story be different? Why should the stories have a basis in this universe?
But Todd.
Years. Yeah. Go on. Yeah, go ahead. I'm off.
Okay.
It went well.
To get back to the sci-fi dream story, its plot is of alien visitation and abductions of aliens from various worlds, including Earth, and they take them for breeding purposes to an alien planet where they have a controlled environment of a menagerie with other aliens that have been abducted from other alien worlds. And the story continues from there.
Yeah. And this is an easy match. This is a very easy match to match it. That is a heavy intro. I gave it, so come back up, approve it. But the truth of the matter is, reworded, this is what's going on. So, I walk out my door, I check my keys, 3, 4, 5, thoroughly check my keys. I got the car keys, I got the apartment keys. Okay, and I'm looking now, where is my life going, right? And the story, like I said, was really mechanical, you can see it, you can see that, what that car is, so there's a little piece good for it. That's where this car gets to go, and to work or something. The picture is, God forbid, a distraction. The distraction is a hindrance to seeing the pureness. And we get disconnected from it. I think that anytime there's war on Earth, we've become disconnected with the whole concept of peace of mind and its journey alongside us. lateral side, the shoes that the footsteps. Any kind of model idea that, I like to take a little James Taylor song and kind of turn a little, fill the good and great out of it, walk down a Muslim road all by yourself along with God. That's how I see it. And I like to sing this, I sing for myself. My dad loves my singing and music now that he's half dead, but he's like, we're in line to get, his deal with his hearings. But, it's caretaking, it's a gift I can give. I feel like I'm getting my money's worth to him. I'm not giving my enough of the value of it, but I feel like I'm giving all I got. And the thing is that life is a gift. Life has given us everything we need to this point, exactly now. Hold your breath as long as you can. And you don't need the oxygen right now. And there you are. And then you're saying, wait, how does this react to all these things I've been going through? And it's gotten out of line, and they were orderly. Now it's chaos. It's like, the thing with the Exodus was, you gotta get it right, you better get the order of things together, because it's gonna be chaos if you don't have it together. And that comes up to the Seder meal and the story, and that's like, that just needs to sing. Now the Pesach dinner thing, Seder was maybe the Last Supper, I haven't heard that one yet, but that was really fascinating. This is like, there's no boundary, there's no frontier, yet it's just playing by different descriptions, job descriptions, and it hides so we can't see it, and then when we can't see it, the green color comes in to say, and I want to see, I want to own ideas. Einstein even said, I want to know all of God's thoughts. Now, a good rabbi would say, if you know all of God's thoughts, Dr. Einstein, you would be God. And a long time ago, the rabbis decided, after the Babylonians crashed with their polytheism, that Judaism is going to be monotheistic. And he can't be God, because God's one already, and you're talking to, I don't know, if you're Woody Allen, get master oneness, and you can go on the two-ness thing. That's a joke, but you can mess with it. This mindfulness things. And I tell you what has brought great awareness for me in the last 20 years. More like 10 years, but the things that go on are very painful. And the pain is what the senses have been given. From our higher power, or from the energy force, we are given senses to see what's right and wrong. I was talking to somebody who was talking about a child being raised, and when you start feeding a child sugar, they get kicked up a little bit, or whatever, and the thing is that the sugar throws off that child's judgment on what's the healthiest food, what do I need to eat next time I see my mother, what do I tell her what? I'm not saying, the infant stage, battling and chewing on it. Dr. Tanks are just psychological language. But this is like every day. Every time some kid goes out the wagon and eats a bunch of sugar, now his body doesn't know what it really needs, because it's been like a sugar shock. And I don't know about you, but I would say, my doctor told me, said, you gotta start eating like worse. It's like, what are you eating? She said, you're eating like so well, you just get sick. I went too far. It's like, what? And that's what, and this is like, I want to go back next time and say, okay, I lost my weight, and I was like, I just had jacked up my 2 hours of projects the night before thing. That's to keep my weight up. But we got all those ideas, and they work. We have problem to solve. Problems to me is like, what's this all about? God, the German story thing is, God gave us the nuts, we're to crack them. That is, God gave us the work to do, we're against work, and we're to solve it. If you're like, highly gifted, you don't fit in that work probably, right? So what do? You say yourself as a tower that will gladfully, like throw the roses on the horseshoe onto your desk. I say, I got this. I got this one. I got this problem. I love that stuff. This is what I live for. And he's saying, oh, we're closing down, we can't figure this out, So that's it, and then you say that thing, right? But, the thing is, like, your heart's in it, your awareness is in it. All these things that maybe really aren't so concrete. We're all water, so, right? What is it, like 98 or 89, other numbers, and the full moon's coming around, like, it's only these, how much the gravity of the moon coming closer, and the attraction with the rule of attraction is everybody's knowledge. But you have a thing with the ocean. The ocean's paying attention to the gravity. And I can all climb by fight gravity. I was like, that was, basically you do want to fight gravity, but then, always like looking into like the simpler, a little more difficult advice. What about, I don't do need gravity. I don't need to fight it. What is the gravity field? Acceleration. And what is it? Well, gravity. If I didn't have gravity, I wouldn't have enough vector force things going on with my shoes connected to the crystals on the green dome. And then for plus on my foot, so I can step up and get the next hole on a couple of fingernails on it, because hang out. And so like this is like, according to me, brought all mystery to concreteness of the rock, what our lives, and you paint the picture the day you choose the route and take it with what attitude. And you're not the creator, but you created something. Again, tapped into what was the creator. I believe this, I like the Torah, 5 books, right? It's the first thing, Genesis, generating. Well, who do you call a genius? You call a genius the guy that sits in the corner and rambles on, some physics, like all day long, and not producing anything. What is it? What is the magic word that people defy? So, or Wexler, right? It's more than that. I mean, you gotta take it. I don't know. Yeah, you can. Good psychometricians can really nail that. And I don't know if this is shit. If someone takes a psychometrics test, that's probably done. That score that you get is the minimum of what you actually know about that construct, that object that you're being tested on. So that's optimistic. That is like, you're going to get like a 130. Like a 130 on this test, and then go home, and then you write like Beethoven's, unwritten, manic version of something with your fist in the sky again, with this time, you don't keep your feelings.
Screen dim.
That kind of thing. So, that's just, in art, and music, and sciences, and language, contributions, and, polyglot, polymath, many studies, many languages, the holistic, the word, whole, general, all those words are from the same root. A wholeness, wellness, healing, this is not root, health, wealth, holism, holistic, that's sequence, that's what it is, and that which makes the world more whole, brings it to resolution, and you get too chilled seeing, like, say, pretzels or somebody, pretzel beans, robotic nature, if they don't see resolution, it's very emotionally draining. It's very, very much so close to being well with just the resolution of the chaos going on to get to an agreement. And when a child sees agreement, all that, foul ball play and stuff is resolved, and, grateful for the memory for that, because then you don't have to reinvent the wheel and are forever doing the same thing on the same not granny, hamster. So, spin the same wheels. You got, life no longer by default. That's the computer stuff. You're not living life by default. You're living by discerning the way, being active in your life, in response, is making it a little better. And what are we here to do? If you're lucky enough, you have relatives, talk to people, and ask what the young adult or or adolescent, what does that person see wrong with the world? And I bet that, honestly, in the best situation, he or she could bring up quite a number of things. And I just saw this recently, that those are the things that that person is meant to fix while they're here on Earth. And that holistic healing, is a catalyst that makes it work, and it gives returns that you're on the right path. Without the project, don't sound so that professionally, but you do what you're meant to see. It's just, and I think a lot of sickness is that the avoidance of that has overruled the avoidance of fixing what really truly is codependency route. The row of the streets is the avenue is that's it. This is how we know it's wrong, but that's gonna take more effort if we don't just pull the carpet over top of it. Just don't worry about sweeping, and cleaning it up. So that's what the river burns. We saw the river was not to be something that you would have some fire on. That's a river where people get the water, processing. And this is where it does. This is on the desk, but I think it really applies to mother of invention. And this is like, I know it's independent of any linear thinking. If you're going to go to justice and beauty, that is probably it's like the mathematician thing. How can like a equation be beautiful? And I remember about junior, I said, I don't even know what a script, but group is now. The group's like something. It's not a sociological event. It's like something characteristics all through that are common to the definition that follows what a group is. Not that hard. It's not hard. It's just a viewpoint that you're talking industrial language instead of planning our cafe or open our cafe dialogue. So I don't want that, but I think the thing is that that's something you probably saw is wrong, and hey, sew it all together for you, and then pass the word. And this stuff is just so important to realize. We are human beings, not human beings. Being in existence of seeing this beauty at this time. I'm looking up now, and it's like, oh man, the tea. I left a glass of tea for the afternoon. I went out and got some groceries, but that tea's like, it's ugly because it's not one or the other. And one or the others were comfortable. But it's like, but the tea's in between. It's like, the ice is melted. It's weaker. It doesn't look good. If I drank it now, it's like swill. I see my old clan partner saying, you're the muck raker. You're the muck bucket. Go out to clean the muck out of this, ordeal that we're going through in the mine. So,
Todd.
Yeah, go.
Okay.
Close out if you want, yeah.
I would like to thank you for having me as a guest on this video.
My pleasure. It's this is a big picture for anonymity. I detach myself from it. And as it gets a higher power, to get this thing nailed down to, because we to see where, increase quality of life. That's what we're about. Get somebody mad at you, increase your quality of life. See things here and there, I want a $5 General Store, a copy of an Oriental rug. That would be just enough to put by the door. Cover up the old dirt. That's, your life will better. or actually shampoo one morning. Time to put up the carpet. Looking. The vault's there as a result, but other decisions, responsibilities, responses there for us to, and life's for living.
Todd.
Yeah. Okay.
I would like to mention that all 3,000 of my ebooks are available on the Apple iBook store at very reasonable prices. Also, I would like you to mention about Purple Goat Publishing and your book agent work.
Okay, integrating. Okay, I think this thing is at a flying fledgling start with the year 2010. That officially is where Gutenberg was left in the dust, as you say, and now it's the new publisher. And I'm this little guy in Ohio. Okay? I remember Ben said this and that and the other thing. And if I want my best physical thing, it's soul 12 by 12, climbing and soul stand 30, all that kind of stuff. But this is something that is in our daily lives, and we all came into this on different times. Whether it's like twins, like 2 minutes apart, or generations, where you keep the time. And this whole deal of freedom, the freedom of not having an inventory, but look, you're going to start getting a project up to somebody, it's going to pay $1.99 for something that's probably worth, in the old days, $20 or something, or 40. And, I would say the challenge, at least one objective viewpoint, it would be one good thing to focus on, where there's a difference, in a way, but it's not a separate distance, it's a journey path. And, it's kind of like, I don't know, like Masonic, passing down you pass down the horn or something. But, this thing's going on, and I hope everybody gets out of default rooms. I know I'm glad it's there sometimes, but I can't change anybody else. And I relish when I can say, there's a default answer, I'm not going to use it. I don't use it. I go in the back of my stuff all the time. I'm not a hacker, but when things see them up, I know I can, go behind back doors. It's like Dungeons and Dragons, circuit board wise. Awareness is a key. Well, when I first started my journey, post high school, post secondary school, which can be a very much a nightmare, for a lot of people. It goes unseen. You're literally hear about the scars and suicide and nonsense. And when did that start? But it's just the deaths of students. And I'm thinking, this is Memorial Day weekend kind of thing going on recently, and wow, you know what? If I took off my default glasses, I'd say, somebody asked me coolly, who started killing students? And if I looked at what I have as facts, the Highland National Guard killed 4 people, students. There were war students, and usually, get shot now. But hey, we started this, what are we going to do? This is like something we brought to fruition, which is like, to me, a holy sense of fruition as generating positive, but this is not. This is like this is fruition on the wrong side of the definition, chasing purpose and mindfulness of what our purpose is. Let's go on. Go on.
Okay. Let me mention that you have a business called Purple Goat Publishing, and you publish ebooks in multiple formats, and also that you are an active book agent and help writers that are fledgling get their works published. Your number is 330-337-8755. You're available 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. Also, you have an email address which is toddmccormick@AT&T.com. Am I correct?
There's one, I would say, I'm really switching to Gmail just like last month, as a suggested on the way of, and that is available. I think, probably least confusing is to find the website that has all this information of contact, and you can see what's the latest, most updated way to contact me. The phone number is very good. Anytime, day or night, I can do the as fast as I can. So sometimes the basic. My latest thing is I'm creating synthesizers, modules, and effects circuitry for instruments, like for the guitar or the piano or keyboard, and analog to digital to MIDI stuff. And that that's a real good context, a really good context for us. And yeah, I do this stuff like there are books there that are free. We did a documentary recently on Justified. It's a film, and I got to do music for it. I mean, it's sort of a sampler, and we're playing with the big guys, gently, and not so jelly sometimes. An abruptness in the path. Those are something to look up to. The other thing, I did too. Like, well, I compose and mainly like music stuff, and recently, not another book on my book, but it's about a few months at top 500 in jazz piano and composition as well. And I saw the two locals I'm local to Youngstown, who's on a rebuild cycle, and they're taking the care of the blood of good factory workers. Might be a generation or two ago but that soul there of manufacturing unions and stuff's all there, and it's coming back. And Obama was such a good man that put it I think in the right place.
Screen dim.
I don't know. That was like a 30s like Bob and it's like music through the years. Anyway, the thing is, you can find it on Facebook, but if you want to go back to me, the website is the clearest on getting back more rapidly than the info and talking. And I think on consulting, not desperately. I mean, I started with the idea that you and I are equal in a way. We're both bringing something to the table, and in some way that's equal because it's happening. And then, I guide you from there, or if you want, say what you want, leave the rest. I don't do it. I've done a lot of work with how to properly make good decisions, responsibility, not just dealing with money, but how this integrates into the general situation or job that we're in with trying to make the world better. That's Oh Sister, that was the thing I was saying earlier. Shirley Bob Dylan song. Oh Sister, Emma and I, brother you. We both have our things in similar cases that Father Abraham would like to see this stuff coming to fruition, right? That's like that. So that kind of stuff. I go a little bit on biblical spirituality. I don't like to say nothing about with that. Probably now with the drugs, of course, the heroin, opium, and the opioids, and the criminal justice system. In front of it, I'd say creativity is a panacea. Not just for the individuals doing it, but it takes a lot of secrets and respectfully re-energizes, modifies them to pathways that are digestible, metabolized, I should say, to make the world better. And you can make yourself better at writing. I was good listening today too. It's like, you write to make things right. You write to rectify things. All these RCTs, R-I-G-H-T. Adroitly, you do it adroitly, to the right way. You regally do it, from a king's viewpoint, that's good enough. Royally, legally, regally, royally, loyally, there's a whole word group where there's ideas. Rightly so, a right livelihood. This stuff is not just, hey, I got some words on paper. Well, I look like that some days. I challenge you to write for 8 weeks, and take the 90 days, and go the first 8 weeks dumping your journal stuff on, don't look at it yet, and then the 2 months thing, boom, look at it, and you will see I am definitely another person that was when I was writing that stuff down journaling. I can't believe this stuff I wrote down journaling. I gave so much weight that it ruled my life. And now, 8 weeks later, that's not much of a, our lives are fairly short, but, in 8 weeks, 2 months of your life, you look back and see, man, I'm not that person anymore. I've grown, I've helped other people, I'm not trying this for $1.99. This is like when you walk into an environment, and just I find this really cool thing about not anarchy, but when you teach, and people, without, satiating their thirst for knowledge, they're craving rightness. I don't mean to be like a right winger kind of thing, but I do things and do it with a default is truly a mapping of exactly on as the answer where you are. So, yeah, sometimes though, we forget that because we're doing little things that seem 3 pages a day, right? 3 pages a day. I do this off and on. No, it's not like 3. And it's like 3 pages a day, no makeups, no getting ahead of the day. Do it. And you'll be amazed 2 weeks later, 2 months later, go back and read what you wrote. And it's like, I'm not the person anymore. I've grown in 2 months. It's impossible. But in recovery of your intellect, of your friendships, relationships, the most important thing, people, other people, yourself, all those things go into building a better world. And you're like, I don't know how many people I know here a week say, I'm changing, this has got to change, this is wrong, these things are going on. But you know what, you got to change yourself. Like obviously, you change the world by changing yourself. You don't go out and change the world and say, okay, I've got this kick-ass brainwashing program. Let me zap it on some like small town cities and see if I can roll it down. Big, Wacko, Cavortio or something. So there's a lot to life. And keep an open mind.
Todd.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go.
In closing, do you have any last words?
Oh yeah, I like last words as a beginning. Last words to me is not saying that this is now dead. It has a life of its own. Dream has a life of its own. There's a pulse, there's a breath to it. The key in awareness is a friend. Awareness is a friend. Awareness of the environment. The awareness that you're in pain, of psychic pain. The person you see is, put on a smile as much as they can, and walking a kid across the street at the school. And in the back of her mind, she's saying, on the radio I heard, 5-year-old kid takes $5,000 when they abduct a 5-year-old kid first day of school. They paid $5,000 a head for a kid. What kind of world is it? And it doesn't have to be that way. We need to stop put it on the default and let it run its course and take the cyber steering, take the chief until take the tiller. So awareness is a good thing, and that's an awareness. Life and people are the most important thing going. The energy of life, all those words, vernal, spring-like, thanks a lot. Okay, it's all over on you. Hang that guy. Okay, so I'm tapped out. I think.
3 of 3 Wi-Fi bars. 229QH. Status bar item. Swipe down with 3 fingers to reveal notifications. Swipe up with 3 fingers to reveal the control center. Double tap to scroll to top.
Thanks for doing something. I know I can't reach out to anybody, everybody, ever, the whole thing. But take a little bit of it with you, and it's your life. It's your life. So, place your bets. Games are skill every time. Games are risk. There's no control over games of risk. So it's random. Okay, adios. I'm off.